Chaos Knights. These once noble houses fell to the corruption of chaos.
And I'm gonna print one on my FDM printer, the Bamboo A1 Mini.
In this video, I'll show you my process of printing, building, and painting a Chaos Knight War Dog Carnivore. After some searching on the web, I chose this model to be a proxy. It's a decent lookalike, and I'm a big fan of the skull head. So let's load up our file, and right away I realized there's no assembled version of the model. Since there's no assembled model, we'll have to print in pieces and glue after. We've got a lot of parts to print, and the total print time, it's going to be about 20 hours. Material cost was less than $1, coming out to around 97 cents. Now let's get into the print details. I'm using a 0.2mm nozzle for all the parts. For the big body, I'll be printing at a 0.1mm layer height. Now, the rest of the parts will be printed at a 0.08mm height. Print and support settings are shown in more detail in a previous video. Check that out if you want those settings. Alright, now that all the boring details are behind us, let's get this printed. After 21 hours of printing, we have all the pieces laid out and ready to build. Painting for hours can become uncomfortable fast, but not anymore thanks to this video sponsor, Flexispot. Their E7 standing desk is perfect for providing a workspace where I can stand or sit. It has a weight capacity of 355 pounds, and the desktop provides plenty of space. The height controls are easy to use, and you can program for custom height settings. The desk was easy to assemble, and I was able to do it by myself with no lifting assistance needed. Assembly took no time at all, and I was ready to start using my Flexispot E7 standing desk. This desk provides me a great ergonomic workspace for making and painting miniatures. Flexispot provides all kinds of standing desks and ergonomic chairs to meet your demands. If you want a stable frame for premium use, I'd recommend their E7 Plus standing desk with a 4-leg design. And they also have comfortable ergonomic chairs with flexible adjustments for your back. Use my promo code YTE730 for $30 off on their E7 and E7pro. Now, before we can build this model, we need to cut all the supports off. Armed with my pair of clippers, I get after it. A lot of patience is needed for removing supports. I'm always ripping supports off without thinking, and sometimes you'll damage the model doing this. So take your time when cutting these suckers off. Trust me. Once all the supports are removed, I'm ready to assemble the model. We're using super glue of the Gorilla variety. And we're just going to slowly glue this model together, piece by piece. This was by far the hardest model assembly I've encountered with 3D printing. Not because this model was too complicated, but because mostly I was trying to assemble it with a pose, and I had no reference to do so. So as I was gluing the model together, I decided let's just pose it in an action shot. Using a printed 100mm base, I'm able to pose the model and glue everything in place. I have one leg mainly supporting the weight of the model, and the other leg will be in a running pose. This way it looks like the Chaos Knight is kind of like in a mid-stride. Now, another reason why this assembly was so hard for me was because it's a Chaos model. It's covered in small spikes I'm constantly breaking off by accident, but hey, that's Chaos for you. Now that we're fully assembled, I'm excited to get this little dude painted. Before we can paint, we're priming little dude with flat black. Now that we're primed up, we can start painting, but bit of a disclaimer here.
I'm not the best at painting.
It's an aspect of the hobby I greatly enjoy, but I'm still learning, so don't quote me as an expert. I'm just some guy who found a hobby. Alright, to kick off the paint, we're going to start with some black base paint. Now, I know we already primed the model black, but I want to get this glossy black down in certain areas. It really felt redundant painting black where we already painted black, but honestly, you just gotta trust the process. Next, we paint some red on the rockets. Then we're on to painting the metal portions. We're using Citadel's Lead Belcher as our metal base paint. Since there's so much exposed metal on the model, I'm guessing this will be our most used color. Next up, we're painting the skull head with bone white. Can't forget to paint the little detail skulls. For the trim, we're using Balthasar Gold. This color is the staple to any Chaos paint project, so I was excited to be able to pull it out for the print. This is one of my favorite Citadel colors. It's basically the evil version of gold. Now that the base paints are done, we're ready for the washes. First up, I'm using Agrax Earthshade. We're using it on everything except for the main metal portions. Basically all the black, gold, bone, and red areas. I'm also using Agrax on the exhaust pipes for a nice grimy finish to the metal. For the final wash, I'm using Nuln Oil on the remainder of the model. Alright, now that the washes are done, we're ready for the final touch paint. We're going to start with Skaven Blight and focus on all the black areas. This will give us a dark, smoky look, which is perfect for a Chaos paint job. Next up is some metal highlights. I'm using Ironbreaker. I'm just using this wherever it feels right, just giving a nice light edge to any metal parts. After some off-camera touch-up, we have our painted model that is battle ready and eager for the tabletop. Overall, I'm very happy with how Lil Dude came out. I had a blast building this model, and I hope to get some bigger Knight projects rolling out real soon. I wanted to give a size comparison of the Chaos Knight compared to a Games Workshop Space Marine, just to show how large this baby Knight is when compared to regular old infantry. If you enjoyed FDM miniature content, especially for 40k or D&D, be sure to subscribe for more. Also join the Discord to be part of a fast-growing print community. And as always, thanks for watching.